Hi, welcome to Compassionate Cravings. I'm Carol Jeha, and I'm going to show you a modern twist to a variety of classic dishes. Hi, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a little something special. I'm going to make a stew, and this is going to be for Hobbit Day, which is all things Middle Earth, on September 22nd, in conjunction with the city of Danville. Here at Compassionate Cravings, we're kind of teamed up with the city of Danville to do some dishes that are kind of mainstream, but have a little twist. We're going to try to keep it all plant-based. So in my research, I found that the hobbits like mushrooms and stew, so I'm going to do a hobbit mushroom stew, all plant-based. So I have all my ingredients out here. I have my mushrooms, and I have different kinds. I have some little creminis that I kind of roughly chopped, some wild mushrooms, a variety of them that I chopped up, and then I left some whole slices, or I sliced some portobella mushrooms and left them in nice big slices, so they'll look kind of nice in the pot. We're going to do red potatoes, onions, carrots, celery, some peas. I have some herbs here, thyme and rosemary, and then some fresh peas, which will go in also. So let's get started, and I'm going to chop up the potatoes real quick. So I'm just going to cube them, not too big, just like that. And I have 2 pounds of potatoes that I'm doing. So Compassionate Cravings is going to be working with the city of Danville doing some cooking classes. I'm very excited about it. Should be lots of fun. It's coming in the fall, probably around October. And we're going to do just a variety of different dishes that we can all cook together via Zoom. So I'm looking forward to that, getting those menus together. But in the meantime, our city comes up with the most fun things and activities, and especially now with our shelter in place and lots of things we can't gather because of this pandemic that we're involved in. It's August 2020, and we're still in the middle of the pandemic. So something fun that they've come up with to celebrate all these different occasions. Okay, potatoes are done. Let's go to the stove and let's put it all together and make this delicious Hobbit stew. Okay, so to begin our Hobbit stew, I've got my oil on the stove. It's getting hot. I'm going to add in all my mushrooms here first. And then my portobellas. And we're going to let this kind of cook up here. And gently stir and then let them, they need to cook and brown. It's going to take about 5 minutes or so. I just want to coat them in some oil. I stir them up. You can see the nice variety going in there. All right, now let's just let them hang out and cook away. Okay, these have been going about 5 minutes. I'm going to give them a stir, kind of flip them over, and let them go another 5 minutes. You can see they're already starting to shrink. These portobellas down there. Let's let them go another almost 5 minutes. We'll give them a check. Okay, I'm going to give this a check. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to keep my heat about medium. Oh, those look delicious. And I'm going to start to throw in my vegetables. So I have onions. That's 1 onion. So I had about 1 pound of mushrooms or so. Onions. I have carrots and celery. And I'm going to do some peas. I'm going to throw the peas in now because they're fresh peas and they need to cook. If you want to add peas and use frozen peas, then put the peas in at the end because the frozen peas just need to thaw and they're ready to go. I'm going to do my 3 cloves of garlic. Scrape it off the bottom. Give all this a nice stir. Let it hang out here for about a minute or so. Soften up. Look at all those pretty bright colors. We're going to give all these vegetables about 5 to 8 minutes to kind of soften up a little bit. Leaving my temperature about medium heat still. And we'll stir occasionally. Okay, now at this point we're going to add in some flour. Now, if you want to make this gluten-free and you don't want to add in the flour part, you can use tapioca flour, arrowroot flour, any other type of a gluten-free powder. So I'm just going to, or flour. I'm going to put a little bit of that, stir it in here. This is going to be your thickening agent. And this is about 1/4 cup, I believe. I'll give this about a minute here. Turn this down to medium now, from medium high to down to just medium. Stir, we just want to make sure everybody's coated well. Good. All right, now from here we're going to add in our broth. This is 4 cups of broth, and I'm just going to add it a little bit at a time, just in case the flour gets kind of clumpy, and I'll have time to break it up a little bit. I'm not anticipating that, but just in case. I'm also going to scrape the bottom a little bit to get all those burnt bits off. That delicious flavor, mushrooms. Okay, that looks pretty good, no clumps. So let's put the rest of the broth in. Okay. Give this a quick little stir. scraping down the sides and the bottom. Okay, now we're going to add in our beautiful little wrap of herbs. So it was 2 tablespoons of thyme and rosemary, and I just bundled them up instead of separating them. I tied it with a piece of parsley, and I'm just going to let it sit in here and get all the flavors. And I'm going to add my potatoes also at this point, carefully. Oh, that looks so good. Stir the potatoes in. They look so good. All right. So now this is going to have to cook till the potatoes are tender. So probably about 15 minutes. I'll let this just sort of hang out now. I'm going to cover it and let those potatoes cook for about 15 minutes or until tender. I'll give them a test in about 10 minutes. Give it a check. I think we might be to a boil here. All right, so let's just let that hang out. I'm going to give it another stir. And I'm going to turn this down to simmer now a little bit as the sort of like a low medium. Get those potatoes stirred up. Maybe I turned it down too low. It stopped boiling. Okay. At this point, I think I'm just going to leave it covered until those potatoes cook, because we want them to get done. All right. This should be ready to move on. So, from here, I'm going to add... Those look nice. Okay, here I have 2 teaspoons of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper. Put that in. Get it stirred in. Now, from here I'm going to add in cup of red wine. Yeah, you can omit this if you don't want the alcohol. It cooks off anyway. I have some tomato paste, 2 tablespoons, I think. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, and a little bit of red miso for some flavor. Okay, we're going to get these all in here. Now from here, we're going to bring this back. My handle's hot. Get this all mixed in here. Okay. So this needs to get nice and thick, so I think I'm just going to leave it just like that. It's going to just go for like 20 minutes. Okay, so we are good to go here. My herb bundle didn't work so great, but I'll tie it with parsley next time. Nice and tender, fork went in, very simple and very easy. I liked that. I think I'm going to scoop us some in a bowl now. stove off. And let's plate this up. Oh my gosh, doesn't that look just divine? All right, here we go. Going back over to the counter. So there we have it, our beautiful Hobbit stew. Nice loaf of crusty French bread. Let's put a little bit of, just sprinkle a little bit of parsley for color. Oh, that's just beautiful. Okay, so enjoy Hobbit Day, and I hope you enjoyed this stew that I made for you for Hobbit Day. Come check us out, Compassionate Cravings. We'll be cooking up some more food come this fall for the City of Danville. I really enjoyed making this dish for you today. If you enjoyed watching, please like and subscribe below. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.